Good morning and welcome to another edition of Our Town here on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. My name is Darren Swenson. Our Town, as always, brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust. We have a three-guest program on the docket for this morning. A little later on in the program, we will be talking with Snyder. He's from with Winneshiek County Emergency Management. They have developed a new Winneshiek County Ready app to provide information in emergency situations to the residents of Winneshiek County. We'll talk to Sean about that. Coming up tomorrow, there's an electronic waste collection event in Decorah as part of World Cleanup Day. We'll be talking to Evan Neubauer about that event. And another event taking place this weekend in Decorah is the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So our first guest this morning will be walk organizer Christine Hess. She leads off the program and kicks off the program next. This is Our Town. It's brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust, and you're listening to it on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. Coming up this Saturday is the Walk to End Alzheimer's in Northeast Iowa. It'll be based in Decorah this Saturday, and Christine Hess is the walk manager. She will join us to tell us about this event. In general, Christine, tell us about the Walk to End Alzheimer's. What does it all entail?
Yeah, so it's a really hopeful morning. It's really inspiring. I always leave feeling very fulfilled. It's a gathering of people that are all in the same situation, trying to fight for the cure to end Alzheimer's. And you meet a lot of really great people. It's a big day of community. And we're also raising money for such an important cause that day.
And how big is just knowing the fact that if you have a loved one that's dealing with Alzheimer's, knowing the fact that there's other people in the same boat as you, and there's a lot of support out there to help you through such a situation?
Yeah, I think that that's one of the most important parts of walk. Is that's why my family's always participated, is like you go, you meet other people that are going through the same thing, you learn what resources the Alzheimer's Association has, from their helpline to education. You learn about support groups in the area. It's just a really great time to come together as a community. Registration and networking is from 8 to 9. The ceremony itself will start at 9 a.m. and we'll hear from Promise Garden flower holders, who will share their connection with the disease, and then they'll hold their flower and we'll all be able to look around and see each other's connection. And then right after that Promise Garden ceremony is over, we will begin the 1.5-mile walk route.
And give us a little more specifics about the Promise Garden itself.
Yeah, so the blue flower represents that you have Alzheimer's or dementia. Yellow is that you are a caregiver for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia. Orange means you just support it and you are wanting a world without Alzheimer's and dementia, but don't necessarily have a personal connection. And then purple is that you've lost someone to the disease, which is the flower I carry.
How prevalent is Alzheimer's in America? How prevalent is Alzheimer's in Iowa?
So 6 million Americans have Alzheimer's or dementia. And then here in Iowa, it's 66,000.
And when you mention those numbers, not included in those numbers are the people that are taking care of those with Alzheimer's. And it's really kind of a unique situation, knowing the fact that a lot of these folks need help to do the things that you and I take for granted on a daily basis. How unique is that compared to many other medical situations?
Yeah, I mean, the person with Alzheimer's and dementia still might be able to do some activities of daily living. So families struggle with that decision to maybe put them in a memory care unit like Ase Hagen, or go somewhere else, or try to get in-home services. And we often find a lot of the families are caring for their loved one themselves or having them move in with them. There's something called the sandwich generation, which is something like, if my dad was to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I also have a child. So not only would I be, taking care of my baby, but I would also be taking care of my father, which would be very hard. And a lot of people do it.
How can people get involved with the Saturday's walk?
So what we really need right now is people to sign up. Our goal is 200 walkers and we're currently at 75. I know people will register the day of, but that is really the first thing to do. You can register for free at act.alz.org/NEI for Northeast Iowa Walk. And then also fundraising. So right now we're at 41% of our goal. I'm going to go pick up a really big check from Culver's and Decorah. So thank you to the community for supporting that fundraiser and for Culver's for doing it. But just trying to get these dollars to come in. Normally on walk day, we do see some donations, but it's just a lot more exciting to be able to announce the total and be closer on walk day.
And if folks won't be able to be a part of the event coming up on Saturday, but want to make a monetary donation, how do they do that?
They can just donate right there on the website. If you know anyone walking, you can donate to their participant page. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Otherwise, you can donate to our cause as a whole. The donations going to the Alzheimer's Association, like on their general website, do not get credited back to our Decorah walk. So really, it's best to go to our Decorah, Iowa walk page to donate.
Anything we're missing, Christine? Anything else you want to pass on as long as you got the forum this morning?
I just want to thank Lisa. She was our number one fundraiser right now, raising over $1,000. And then also Wellington Place is our top fundraising team. They have done amazing fundraisers all year long, and they have raised almost $3,000. So incredible work. Very grateful for the community and all of the sponsors' support as well.
All right, Christine, we appreciate you taking the time and telling us about the Walk to End Alzheimer's Decorah walk coming up this Saturday. We thank you and everybody with the Alzheimer's Association for what they do to hopefully find that cure. So
we're getting closer.
We're getting closer, and we appreciate your efforts, and we appreciate the efforts of everybody involved.
Thank you.
Christine Hess, she is with the Walk to End Alzheimer's at 8 a.m. Saturday morning at Decorah City Hall. Coming up this weekend is an electronics recycling event that will be hosted in Decorah. And with us to discuss this event from Winneshiek County Conservation, Evan Neubauer. And Evan, this Saturday is a World Cleanup Day, and the city of Decorah and Winneshiek County doing their own little part to help clean up the world. Tell us about the event coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Darren. The event's taking place from 8 a.m. to 11 o'clock on Saturday, September 16th, kind of next to Decorah Farmers Market there in that 48-hour lot right next to City Hall. And yeah, what better time to have it than on World Cleanup Day, and just provide the convenience for folks to bring in their e-waste that they might usually have to take on a weekday to the recycling center during business hours. Instead, they can do it on a Saturday morning and go to the farmers market at the same time. So,
do good things for the price of one. Tell us what items will be accepted on this day.
Yeah, so when we talk about e-waste, I've got a big list of items I could name off, but it's mostly like printers, scanners, you could say DVD players, curling irons, radios, essentially anything with a cord. However, there are some limitations there. We're not going to take televisions or computers, the older computers, and we cannot take things or appliances that contain Freon or a coolant. So we're not going to be taking refrigerators, air conditioners, dehumidifiers, that kind of stuff. That stuff goes to the landfill for a $20 fee. We're just taking the things that don't require a fee to dispose of.
So if you bring this stuff down there, it can be taken care of at no cost?
Correct. Yep. As long as it's the things I named, and on our website, winneshiekwaste.com, I've got some more information there on if you would need to find out. If you have a specific item that you want to know about, you can either email me or hopefully the website can give you help on that. I would add that if the trailer, we're going to have 2 trailers at the site. If those fill up, we will have an option for folks to go to the recycling center and take their items there too. And that will be available until 11 o'clock. But we want people to come to farmers market first. And then once those trailers fill up, then they can go to the recycling center.
And if you are unable to go this Saturday and want to get rid of these devices, what are the options that folks have if they can't make it this Saturday?
Yeah, so you can actually take e-waste to the recycling center during business hours, Monday through Friday, except for holidays. So really, you don't have to come here to get rid of your e-waste, but it's just providing that convenience during the weekend hours for folks to do that for people who can't normally get away during the workday.
And you mentioned there's a list of full items available at winneshiekwaste.com. They can email you as well if they have any questions on that and if things on that website itself. What other information can people know to make themselves a little bit more informed on what can be recycled and where it can be recycled?
Yeah, so there's actually a what do I do with category right at the top as soon as you get to the homepage. And there's actually a list of items you can click on, or you can search your item and see if it comes up. And then it tells you take it to the recycling center or take it to the landfill. That should hopefully be a good guide. And my email is on there as well, wildrecycling@winneshiekwild.com if you have any questions.
And tell us what your specific role with Winneshiek County Conservation is.
Yeah, so I'd provide outreach to the schools, to the public. I talk to civic groups. Basically, the idea is to limit what we send to the landfill so that the landfill can last longer. Right now, we have about 23 years remaining before it fills up. So, and finding a new space for a new landfill and the closure costs for the current landfill add up to a lot of money. So my role is to kind of share what we can and can't recycle. I've been working a lot with composting too. We have a project right now where we have a bunch of these home composters that we're giving out. And I have some trainings that I'm putting on so people can find out more information about composting, because that's a huge way to keep food waste out of the landfill and prevent it from filling up so fast.
Any other information about those trainings that you have taking place? Because composting, that's something that really affects all of us and not just certain individuals.
Yeah. So again, if you go to the website, winneshiekwaste.com, there's a composting category. And right now you can go in there and select if you're interested in a home composter. And we actually did receive a grant from the city of Decorah received a grant. And we received some of these home composters that hold about 125 gallons worth of food waste. And the idea is to hand these out for free if you're a Winneshiek County resident and if you attend one of my trainings, which all you have to do is sign up there, and then I'll email everyone who signs up with information about those trainings, and what times they are and what different options you have.
All right, Evan, why don't you run down the final reminder of what's taking place this Saturday, and if you got anything else to pass on from your perspective, as long as you got the forum, it's all yours.
All right. Yeah, so this Saturday from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m., we will be having this electronic waste collection event. We'll have 2 trailers available at the 48-hour lot next to Decorah Farmers Market, right next to City Hall there. I should add that there's a color run going on at about the same time for the Pride Festival going on. They start at 8 o'clock as well from that same location, but it might be a little congested for a while, but it should slow down, and people should be free to come and go from the parking lot and drop off their stuff from 8 to 11. If you can't make it during that time, it's okay. You can come to the recycling center during business hours to drop off those items as well. And if you need to see a list of what you can and can't bring, just go to winneshiekwaste.com or email me at wildrecycling@winneshiekwild.com.
All right, Evan, we appreciate you taking the time to inform us and help clean up the community come up on Saturday. And we thank you for all that you do and your efforts to keep Winneshiek County as clean as and green as possible, shall we say. Thanks for the time.
Yep. Thanks, Darren.
Evan Neubauer joining us from Winneshiek County Conservation electronic recycling event this Saturday in the 48-hour lot across from City Hall, 8 a.m. till 11 a.m. With the emergency management coordinator for Winneshiek County, Mr. Sean Snyder, and we've all heard the phrase in marketing, there's an app for that. And now there's an app for emergency situations in Winneshiek County, and Sean is here to discuss that issue with us. And Sean, where did the idea for this app come from?
So thank you, Darren, for your time. Really, this has come out of the unfortunate realization that Winneshiek County tends to have a lot of disasters. Been averaging about one a year for the last 8 years, and one of the biggest opportunities for improvement that I hear after every time is lack of communication. So that got me thinking for the last several years, and as you mentioned just a few minutes ago at the intro, apps seem to be what people turn to, and they want to have all the information at their fingertips. So I started doing some research and found a company that I feel is able to offer me just that. This Ready Winneshiek County app is a think of it as general preparedness all the way up to just your local information news hub, if you will. So I'm really hoping that the Winneshiek County residents latch onto it, find value in it, and offer me some feedback on things they'd like to see tweaked or added. I'm always willing to entertain that.
How long did it take to develop and put this app into readiness, for pardon the pun?
Yeah, so it probably took about almost 4 months of working with the developer, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through between Google and Apple, rightfully so. You got to get all your ducks in a row before a new app can be released on both of those markets. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of policy setting, just a lot of behind the scenes work to hopefully make it an available tool at no cost to the people of Winneshiek County.
Why is an app better than just your regular social media post in times of emergency?
I don't know as if one's better than the other. I was just looking for a all-in-one situation. As you know, social media is good at times, but you have to put a link or something like that on it. So you're going from one social media site to a website, and from a website to something else. And so I wanted to kind of take a lot of that, back and forth away, or make it easier for the end user is really the intent of this app.
And you mentioned some of the things that will be on it in times of emergency, whether it's severe weather or something else. What type of information would you put on this app to make Winneshiek County residents and citizens more informed?
So really the sky's the limit. Something that I can do, I can create a situation report. I can put that out, and those people that enable the push notifications, that's one avenue that they could receive that information. That app has direct links to like the Alert Iowa system, the damage assessment system that I really need and want the residents of Winneshiek County to assist me with after post disaster. So just a lot of tools that can really help me. The old Jerry Maguire line, help me help you. That's really what emergency management, when it's a department of one, I really need them to help me in those situations.
And it says the app is ready for free on both Apple and Android stores. When did this app launch?
About a week ago today, actually. I'm proud to say I just looked up the numbers after lunch here. I've got about 127 people that have downloaded it in a week. So, I'm hoping that builds on itself, and with your assistance and other media outlets, I'm hoping we can keep pushing this and get quite a few people signed up for it.
Anything we're missing regarding information folks need to know regarding this app, or anything else that you want to pass on from Winneshiek County Emergency Management's perspective?
So within the app, there's a folder, if you will, for developing your own personal plan. And it's pretty intensive, which is great. It really gets you and your family talking about having a plan. I would welcome anybody to take the time to go through that and create your individual plan for times of emergencies. Also, I've included all kinds of little 60 seconds or less YouTube clips and different things on preparedness. Check it out, play around with it. I know it's live, but I'm really kind of considering this like the beta phase. So I would welcome any feedback, anything that, John Doe says they'd love to see this, and this, as long as it's possible within the confines of the system. I'll do my best to make sure it's on there, especially if it means it's going to get used.
And folks wanting to give you feedback on the app, how do they do so?
So I would welcome them to, and it's right there on the app, email me, ema@co.winneshiek.ia.us. And they can certainly offer any feedback they may have.
All right, Sean, we appreciate you taking some time and talking about this new idea to keep Winneshiek County citizens, Winneshiek County residents more informed as they deal with these situations that we deal with way too often. If we don't have to deal with them, that's the ultimate, but you can't plan for that. Definitely. We appreciate you taking the time, Sean, and thank you for everything you do to keep Winneshiek County citizens as safe and as ready as possible when these situations present themselves.
Hey, thank you for everything, Darren. Always appreciate the time.
Sean Snyder from Winneshiek County Emergency Management, Winneshiek County Ready app. It's available on Android and Apple. Hey, thank you to our guest on the program this morning, Christine Hess with the Alzheimer's Association. The Northeast Iowa Walk to End Alzheimer's will take place tomorrow. I want to thank Evan Neubauer discussing an electronic waste cleanup event taking place tomorrow in Decorah as part of World Cleanup Day. And always good to catch up with Sean Snyder from Winneshiek County Emergency Management. Download your Winneshiek County Ready app. I hope you never need it, but if you do, it's a great way to get information that Winneshiek County Emergency Management provides in those emergency situations. Don't forget, each and every week we put this show on YouTube. We realize you're busy, can't always be near a streaming device or near your radio at 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, but we like to think we get to talk to interesting people. We provide you some entertaining and information on a week in and week out basis, and we want to bring that information to you on your schedule. If you're out on YouTube, 9-14, Our Town program is a great way to get it. We also put it up on all of our LA Communication radio station Facebook pages. Another way we keep in touch with you and the community here at LA Communications. Thank you to our guest on the program. Thank you to our sponsor, Decorah Bank and Trust. And most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, for tuning in, for logging on, or for watching Our Town on 94.9 and 99.1 The River.